guys, Mike at the library again. Want to come at you real quick and tell you about a boatload of new graphic novels I just got in over the last couple days. Got my awesome Marvel mask, my Spider-Man tie, and a bunch of books on the shelf right behind me. So let's take a look. Here's a couple stacks of the new graphic novels. I'm going to focus on a couple of my favorites here in just a few seconds. You might not be able to make out every title in here. The picture's a little bit small, so since I'm a Marvel guy, I'm going to let you know a few that you probably can't quite make out the titles on are some recent runs of very popular series: King Deadpool, Immortal Hulk, Venom, and X-Men. So you might want to get your name on some of those pretty quick before somebody else does. Now, here's one from Image Comics called Paul is Dead. If you don't know what that refers to, you probably weren't a child of the 60s or a Beatles fan. Back in 1966, there was a big urban legend, what we call today a conspiracy theory, that Paul McCartney of the Beatles died in a car crash, and the Beatles replaced him without telling any of their fans because they didn't want people to get too upset and just be heartbroken. So they replaced Paul McCartney with a body double, and he served in the band for a few years without anybody really knowing. This was a big rumor at the time. Obviously, Paul McCartney did not die in a car crash. He's still alive and kicking and putting out new music as I record this. But can you imagine if that happened today with Twitter, Facebook, the internet, all the cable news stations? It'd be all you hear about for who knows how long. Paul McCartney of the Beatles dying in a car crash and being replaced secretly by a body double. This graphic novel pretends it really happened and talks about what would have happened if the Beatles had to actually deal with that. So any Beatles fan, you would enjoy this graphic novel, Paul is Dead. Now, here's another one. If you like basketball, you're going to get the whole history of basketball with the Book of Basketball graphic novel that starts with James Naismith inventing the game, goes all the way through the creation of the NBA into today's times with LeBron James. As you see him there, you get some Lakers Showtime in there, all kinds of history of basketball, including much of the NBA. So basketball fans, grab that one. Here's another one that you probably never heard of called Nori. It is kind of minimalist art. You'll see that here in a moment. It's about a girl growing up in Japan, living with her parents and her grandmother. She has a great close relationship with her grandmother, and it looks like she gets in a lot of fights and arguments in school and then gets consoled by her grandmother. So that's one that somebody that wants something a little different, you might want to take a look at that one. Finally, here's Marvel's Greatest Comics. This one talks about 100 of the greatest issues in Marvel history, kind of what the Marvel Universe has been built on. And what you see here is the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I don't know how it happened. Somehow she defeats Galactus. You might have seen our Miss Christine, head of our YSD department, talking about some of her favorite graphic novels. I'm sure this is her favorite comic book issue of all time because she is a gigantic Squirrel Girl fan. And here's Squirrel Girl beating the greatest supervillain of all time, Galactus. Don't know how it happened, don't think it could happen, but it did happen right here in Unbeatable Squirrel Girl in the Marvel Comics 100 Greatest. So take a look at those and let us know which ones you might like us to put aside for you. So now you know what new graphic novels we have waiting for you at the library. Can't say when you'll be able to come in and browse and pick out your own, so give us a call. Use our website chat feature, send us an email. Tell us which one of these or others that you might like, and we'll put them aside for you. But just make sure you do that before I get a hold of them and take it home on my own. See you at the library.